Hey, hello, hi, and howdy, seventh grade fam. Long time no math, I would assume. All right, well, we are taking another look today, little refresher, knock some rust off, kind of get our math brains engaged in thinking again. Here, we're taking another look at how to handle adding and subtracting when we have combinations of positives and negative numbers. And so the first thing that I recommend as being helpful is uh, to attack the double sign. So in other words, if we see an add subtract operator followed by a positive or negative sign, um, it it's kind of confusing with the two symbols kind of right next to each other. So I really recommend just changing it to the one symbol that it really means. And so two out of these four are definitely important. The other two, I don't even know if we'll see, but I'll kind of cover them quickly. So let's run this down. We went over this a while ago, but let's do it again. So case number one, right? So number one right here, if you see this. So what this will look like will be something to the effect of 4 plus negative 3. Okay, so plus minus. And again, the negative symbol will generally be like in parentheses, like in my example there. So it's an adding of a negative. So when we see plus minus in the middle of two values, it really means just straight minus. Okay, so I can rewrite 4 plus negative 3 as 4 minus 3. Okay, so the plus minus in the middle became just a single minus. All right, if you happen to see case number 2, and again, this is not very common, but I have seen it in certain textbooks and websites and whatever. So if you see the combination of minus plus, it's a little bit odd, but so let's take an example here of 8 minus positive 3. I don't know why I picked on 3 again, but anyhow. So minus and then plus, minus a positive. Again, not likely to see it, but if we do, this combination of minus then plus also just equates to just a straight minus, right? 8 minus positive 3 is the same as 8 minus regular 3. Okay, no surprise there. All right, case 3, I doubt you would ever see, but I'll talk about it real briefly if you see plus plus. All right, so if I see 9 plus and then another plus positive 2, okay, that's way overkill. We don't need that second plus. I get it, but I'm just trying to show the pattern here. If we have plus plus, it really boils down to a single plus, which would look like that. Okay, case number 4 is probably the most important of the whole group here. And that is if we have minus of a negative or subtract of a negative or minus minus. So if I have 2 minus negative 6, okay, there's an example. And again, that second negative is generally wrapped in parentheses. So if I have 2 minus negative 6, so if I have minus back to back with minus, it really means plus. Okay, that's the same as just regular old 2 plus 6. All right, now, so again, if we see these double signs, all right, look at column 1. Okay, there's column 1. Look at column 2. All right, if you look at the expressions in column 1, and then look at the alternatives, right? Their equivalents in column 2. You can see how column 2 is just so much cleaner and nicer. So I really am going to recommend that you guys attack those double symbols, the double signs, and rewrite them into a much simpler form. So you got to know that plus minus is minus. Minus plus is minus. So basically, when you have two symbols in a row that are opposites, the equivalent is just a single negative. If you have two symbols in a row that are the samesies, right? Plus plus or minus minus, those things are equivalent to a single plus. Okay, so now let's go down to the actual math that happens. So if we are combining or finding the sum of numbers with matching signs, right? So if we're combining a positive with a positive or a negative with a negative, the rule basically says you have the same sign. So you add, same sign, add, and then you keep the same sign, or you take the sign in the greater. So same sign, add. Okay, positive plus positive, add them. A negative and a negative number, add them. If the signs are different, if the signs are opposite, so if you have different signs, okay, so when you're combining or finding the sum of numbers with different signs, it's a subtraction. So DSS, different signs subtract. And then you take the sign of the greater. So DSS, different signs subtract. So that's if you have 5 plus negative 7, or 5 minus 7, or negative 7 plus 5. Okay? Different signs. One's positive, one's negative. The math that you do is actually a subtraction, and then you just take the sign of the greater number in all of these scenarios. Okay, so those are the rules. That was a quick review. We're going to jump in and do a bunch of practice ones here in a moment. But until then, I'll say TTFN, toodle, oodle, toodaloo ta ta for now. Peace. I'm out.